Hi, Rachel Shepard here with another video from my Breaking Free from Control series. And this will represent the second part of a video that I had started that was talking about the separations within the church. Now, before I get started, I just want to clarify that I have made many mistakes in my life. In fact, at one point, my sister said, I'm just going to look to see and watch Rachel and see what she does. And whatever she does, I'm going to do the opposite. Because there were many times that in my personal life, I didn't always make the wisest decisions, and I had to pay for my mistakes later on in life. So maybe I could use this time to just say sorry for anyone out there that is watching that I have in my past offended, or if I've ever done anything wrong to you. I apologize now because sometimes we offend people or do things and hurt other people when we don't even realize that we've done that. Okay, so several years ago, it was Labor Day weekend, and my husband was going to work on Labor Day. So I decided to take my son to a public park that was nearby our home. And at this park, it was very it's very normal for church members to gather there from the church of my childhood. And so they would gather there and play softball and have lunch and just spend time together and have fun. Well, I showed up, and it had been many years since I had been there. I mean, it could have been 10 years since the last time that I had been to the park on Labor Day. So I get there, and there was nobody there. Very few people. I could count on my hands how many people were there. So I approach a group of ladies, and I'm like, hey, how's it going? There's nobody here. And they're like, well, yeah, that's because we just had a big separation. A whole bunch of people just left. I was like, oh, okay. And now I wasn't on social media at the time. I really wasn't in contact with anybody from the church, so I was unaware of what had happened. Well, they go on to tell me that the assistant pastor was on drugs and was drunk all the time and was lying and committed adultery. And he left, and a whole bunch of people left with him. And I'm like, whoa, wait a second. Well, how do you know this? Did you see this? I'm like, do you have physical proof that this actually happened? And they're like, well, no, but it was said that was said from the platform. I was like, oh, okay, so the main pastor is completely throwing him under the bus and saying all this bad stuff about him. So I didn't really understand, I'm like, okay, well, I have enough contacts of people that have already left that I can just kind of try to get the true story. And over the years, yes, I've heard all about it and what people have said, but then recently everything came out in news articles within our local newspaper. It's also available online. So all of the testimonies, all of the witnesses, everyone that has had an experience shared their situation with the newspaper, and everything was published. So along with the publishings, there was also a recording from many, many years ago between the main pastor and the first assistant pastor that left. And in this recording, the main pastor is saying that he asked for forgiveness for being in bed with another man. As the assistant pastor is calling him out on it, he said, yes, but I asked God for forgiveness. Okay. So here's the thing. There was a separation. It's likely that, in listening to his own recording of him saying that he was sorry and that he asked God for forgiveness, obviously there's an attraction to men. Okay? Now, I don't judge him for that. I honestly feel that some people are born with those feelings. So I don't judge a person just because they are gay. In the Bible, it says acting out on it is a sin, along with having sex outside of marriage. That's a sin. So is lying and many other things like lust. So I know that, we seem to think that certain sins are more socially acceptable than others. So being gay is completely not socially acceptable within the church. Although people can get away with lying and lust and other things that aren't so easily seen. So I don't judge him for that. I do judge him. I shouldn't even say judge. Okay. I believe that a man that has power and that uses the name of God should use that power for good. Okay? They should not use that power to control and to manipulate others through through the fear of God. And that is what was happening. People were being controlled and manipulated and abused in the name of Jesus and in the name of God, which is completely wrong. So I know that a lot of people have been hurt by the entire situation. They feel that they have wasted time and money, and they feel bad that they've put their children through this. So I know these couple videos were pretty difficult in terms of the content, but I hope to move past that. And the next ones are going to be about how to have the best life possible, how to move on and to really embrace life and get over it and look forward instead of looking back. So the first video that I'm going to be sharing the next time around will be about forgiveness, because obviously forgiveness is a huge part of this, forgiving yourself and forgiving others. All right, well, I hope you have a great day, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.